Hey friends, it's Life Coach Rich. Today I'm going to ask you as a coach. This is for the coaches. I want to ask you: is it profitable to yell? I've been loud. Okay, I'm just a loud person. I'm interacting with the team on the court and stuff. What about when something goes wrong? Okay, when they're not doing the right play, they're not aligned in the right position. You see them not following your instructions, that kind of stuff. Is it profitable to yell? Is it good to yell? And I've done a lot of yelling on the court, but then I've also had to do a whole lot of apologizing because I hurt players' feelings. They reported that to their parents. The parents are mad. I'm affecting the kids' love of the sport. I'm affecting if they want me to continue coaching them or not. And so I've had to do a lot of apologizing. I've made a lot of mistakes in those areas. So I want to pass those things that I've learned from those mistakes, and then just tell you mostly when I'm yelling, it was more about me. I was disappointed. I was the expectations that I had, they weren't met, and so I'm taking out my frustration. I'm yelling at them on while they're on the court. Sometimes many times in the middle of the game, I'm yelling at them. What in the world are you doing? You're never supposed to do that. That kind of stuff, and it's just not profitable. I would really recommend that you reduce the yelling as much as you can. You can yell a lot of things if you want to yell positively. Hey Johnny, hey, good job, man. That was great. Good job. You can yell all those kind of things. But if you're yelling in a negative way, if you're yelling because of mistakes, if you're yelling because they're not in the right position, a lot of times in thinking and doing, thinking in hindsight, a lot of times when I was yelling in the moment that they weren't running the play right or whatever, it really came back to me as far as coaching. I hadn't done a good enough job with repetition and repetition and repetition in our structured practices of those things that I really want them to get right. We just didn't do it enough. And so then they come to the court and then they're not running it consistently. They're not running it right consistently. And why is that? Because they're not comfortable with it. If they're not comfortable with it, they're probably not going to do it on the court. So I would just recommend whatever sport that you coach, reduce the yelling. It's just not helpful, and that comes from me. I've yelled a lot, and I try to watch now everything that I say. I'm still yelling, but I'm trying to yell positive things. Instead of things in the middle of the game and what in the world, that was terrible, this kind of stuff. That's not helpful to the players while they're on the court. And so I just highly recommend that you reduce the yelling, because that brings the team down. It brings the players' morale down. It hurts your relationship with the players, and it's not profitable in that moment. You're creating a negative environment, and you don't want to get to a point of affecting their love for that sport. And you don't want it to be about you, and your expectations weren't met. Put those aside, and then just realize when they go on the court, it's their job to do what you've taught them. It's their job, and you yelling can't change anything related to that. It's still up to them whether they protect that ball or just let it fly when they shouldn't have, and then it turned into a turnover and a transition layup, or I'm just jacking up shots. I'm not shooting good, well selected shots. I'm not playing defense. I'm not boxing out. All of those kind of things. Yeah, you really want to try to create a more positive environment instead of a negative environment. So just recommend you reduce the yelling. It's not helpful anyway, and it's not helping your relationship with the players on the court and you as a team working together. Hopefully, it's helpful. We need to continue improving together. This Life Coach Rich. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.